I want to go across to Abhijit Iyer-Mitra first on why he believes the Supreme Court's comments don't really cut ice and aren't rooted in reality. The Supreme Court seems to believe, Abhijit, that Nupur Sharma is to blame for what happened in Udaipur. Tell me, why do you think that's not the case?
Look, it's not a question of whether it's the case or not. The point was that wasn't the subject matter of today's hearing. So the judges in question vastly overstepped their remit. They pronounced sentence on something where evidence was not admitted, where the arguments weren't meant to be for that particular case. And this is actually a crying case for why judicial reforms are so desperately required, where an important subject like the selection of judges simply can't be left to an opaque collegium system and to the judges themselves. Remember, the basic structure judgment is a violation of the very basic structure of the Constitution itself. Remember, no body in India, none of the branches of government are self-regulating. The legislature gets elected every 5 years. The executive is regulated by the legislature. Who regulates the judiciary? The judiciary itself. Nobody else does. This was a case of severe judicial overreach. And why is it a second point of importance that we look at judicial reforms in this country? Is how did this collegium decide that these two particular judges were fit for elevation? Now, I don't believe in Caravan magazine. I think it's a complete junk. It's a piece of trash. However, there are some very serious allegations against Justice Suryakant in that particular magazine, which were apparently brought up during the hearing process for his elevation, and the Supreme Court just ignored. It was never put in front of them. Number one. Number two, the other judge in this case has a record of intemperate remarks, and the Congress, Digvijay Singh ji, the former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, and 58 other Rajya Sabha MPs had raised an impeachment motion against him for again overstepping the mark when he was in the Gujarat High Court, and he had to expunge his own remarks. The problem is, this has gone way beyond expunging. They have literally put Nupur Sharma in danger. They have justified rioting. They have essentially bowed to the street veto, and they have pronounced judgment on a case where they never actually heard arguments. This is a joke. I'm sorry, Rahul, but there is, I am not even going to get into if Nupur Sharma is responsible for this or not. Because the hearing was never about Nupur Sharma's guilt or innocence.
You know, that's an important point you make. And I want to put that question to Atikur Rahman, because we saw, A, nothing in the written order, a lot of this just as oral observation, but given that it's coming from the Supreme Court, it has to be taken seriously, and B, it does have an impact, or it could have an impact on the street. We've now seen a situation where Nupur Sharma has been condemned for a crime which she wasn't charged with. No one has accused her of being responsible for Udaipur, yet the Supreme Court judges, in what they said, seem to hold Nupur Sharma very clearly responsible. Abhijit Iyer says that's like putting a bounty on her head.
Rahul, you will have to excuse me from any comment about the Supreme Court issue. The Supreme Court is having its own wisdom. As a researcher on Islamic studies, from day one, I am maintaining that as far as my research goes in Islam on the Quran, blasphemy does not have any established fact as far as the Quran is concerned. What Nupur said is not blasphemous. She can be tried under whatever the laws are about hate, about, spreading some religious animosity amongst the citizens. But my religion, my prophet does not held these people who say or commit something against my prophet to be either blasphemous or punishable. That's my say. I was expecting from this judgment or from this observation of the Supreme Court something in consonance with what the Taj Mahal, the ruling came from the Allahabad High Court, that go and read about Islam, go and correct yourself where you were mistaken. And I held my community responsible for this. The governor of Kerala missed the point. Rather than 15 days back, he should have appeared on the TV channels saying that why Nupur is not wrong, why blasphemy is not established. Today he comes and says that the madrasas are teaching terrorism. So I am responsible for this cobweb and misinterpretation of my religion. Nupur, wherever she was wrong, should have been corrected by the cleric.
One is to correct and to apologize. This is a different matter.